Heartbeat. Et-chan had a sixth sense. It wasn't like she could do anything amazing, such as predicting disasters. But she could predict tests with 100% accuracy. But she couldn't do this for other people. It was a convenient sixth sense that only worked for herself. And this Et-chan went on a school trip to Kyoto. The lobby and walls of the hall were all a matching cream colour that created a nice, calm feeling. But as soon as she entered her room, a bad feeling washed over her. This room feels off. Others will be fine with it, so maybe I should switch with them, she thought. But after that they had dinner, meetings and such, so she soon forgot about it. When it was time to return to the room to sleep, she remembered. Ah, crap. Oh, whatever. A short while will be fine. I'll just ignore it. She quickly gave up and got changed. But then she realized something. The door was open just a few centimeters. She had definitely closed it when she returned. Finding it odd, she closed it again, put on the chain lock, and then finished getting changed. Then, when she turned around, the door was slightly open again. Et-chan jumped in surprise. There really is something wrong with this room, huh? She muttered. She walked over to the door again and slammed it shut with a loud bang. She watched it for a while after that, but nothing happened. Relieved, she decided to grab a drink and then go to bed. But as she walked over to the bed and then turned around, she noticed the door was open a few centimeters again. I really don't like this room. That door especially. Upset, she slammed the door shut again. As soon as she did, she heard knocking on the other side. For a moment, she was surprised, but then she thought, a friend must have come to hang out. What great timing. I wonder who it could be. She looked through the peephole. That very same moment, her heart constricted. Nobody was there. Instead, the wall right across from her was bright red. Red like blood. Surprised, she opened the door with the chain still on. The walls were still that same cream colour from before. Oh, I don't care anymore. What does it matter if the door is open a bit? As long as the chain doesn't come off, it's fine. I'm just gonna pretend I don't see anything and go to bed. Et-chan left the door open and jumped into bed. But as soon as she did, she realized she could hear a strange sound. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. It sounded at regular intervals, just like a heartbeat. She listened closely and, no doubt about it, it sounded just like a heartbeat. A heartbeat? But Et-chan was the only one in the room. Of course, it wasn't her own. There was no way she could hear her own heartbeat like that, and that sound was slower. But still, she didn't know where it was coming from, but she could clearly hear it. Et-chan looked around the room. First, she placed her ear against the wall. No, that wasn't it. What about the wall with the window? No, not there either. How about in the chest of drawers? Not there either. But before long, she got fed up. Oh, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to ignore it. She turned over in bed, but as soon as she put her head down on the pillow, it hit her. It's here. The heartbeat was coming from inside the pillow. It continued to thump, but then it changed and stopped. But after a short pause, the thumping started again. It gradually got weaker again, and then suddenly stopped. After a short pause, it started again. I can't sleep like this. That night, Et-chan stayed in another friend's room. When she returned to her room the next morning, the heartbeat in the pillow had completely stopped. As the bullet train was about to approach its final stop, Et-chan suddenly realized something. That pillow. Maybe I should have given it artificial respiration.